This is the final video I'm going to record on my predictions for the future D-Tide. Now, in this video, I'll upload this sheet when I'm done, since he hasn't said anything from what he last said. So I adjusted the numbers of my predictions. I'm going to show you how it compares to what the top Chinese content creator predicts, because he also made a video with his data and what he predicts. Now, let me show you my old numbers for what I predict for D-Tide real quick. So let me swap over to the screen, and boom. These are my old numbers. So my old numbers, I predicted 2 to 4 mil wave 1, 4 to 6 mil, 5 to 6 mil, 8 to 10 mil, and 8 to 18 mil. You might think this is high. The Chinese content creators thinks I was being too conservative with my numbers. So, this is my future predictions. What am I basing this off of? Light's recent comment? This. So, he also made another comment where they're going to scale down the difficulty by 0.5 tiers, which is right around here. Right around here, and in another post where he says that the difficulty levels are going to go down 0.5 tiers besides this comment right now. So I'm going off his recent comments, and my belief, however foolish it might be, that they're not going to give us a boss with my old numbers with 18 million HP. So my new predictions here are the highest difficulty, Wave 1, based on his comments on how to nerf difficulties and raise it up. It's 1.5 to 3 mil, 4.5 mil for Wave 2, around, I made a mistake here, it was 5 mil. 5 mil for Wave 3, Wave 4, 5 to 7 mil, Wave 5, 8 to 12 mil HP. With the bosses at 8 mil HP for the current protector based on the old screenshots. Now, where do I get my data from? So I've been counting, it's somewhere down here. It's on the spreadsheet already. So this was the old alert scaling. I think they're just going to revert this right now. I keep track of all this. I keep track of the difficulty gain. This is like last time protectors of the boss. So back before he has like 3 million HP. So this is why I base my numbers on. Again, I'll make this slightly neater. I'll just upload it and you guys see it and see. So I'm going to, that's what I predict. And I also predict that these units are going to be super meta. Saya got a huge buff because she scales off percentage HP the boss has compared to other teams. Let me just move it here. So these are the units I think are going to be buffed indirectly because they're percent damage units. Units that are slightly nerfed. Mostly Pollux and Arachne slightly nerfed because of the high HP pools. Poison counter, hopefully they uncapped it. So I'm going to make a prediction right now that the developers fuck up and poison and counter teams are going to be nerfed. Because remember, it's capped by your max HP. If they don't raise the cap, how is poison and counter going to deal when the boss has several times more HP? Now, hopefully they planned ahead. They planned ahead for this. And these are the ECOG units that I would recommend. These are the units that are buffed if you're using ECOGs. So those are my numbers. And I think only 1 or 2 or 3 teams might be able to clear 18 million HP. So Flares, what are the Chinese numbers now? Well, I will show you. So, Blonde Woman, credit to them. This is their prediction right now. This is Blonde Woman's predictions for D-Tide. Let me just scale this up. So he made a video predicting the HP values. So he predicted for difficulty, the difficulty before, boss will have 2 to 8 mil. And he predicts that the hardest difficulty is 7 to 20 million HP. And he predicts the mob fights for the hardest difficulty is 200,000 HP or 1.2 million HP a mob wave. So that's what these numbers mean right now. So this is his numbers that he predicted. And this is what the Billy comments also agree. They basically all agree with his numbers, basically. So they're predicting a 20 million HP boss, Wave 5. Now, Flares here predicted 18 million. But based off of Light's recent comments, I do not believe they'll make a 20 million HP boss. There is no way. There is no way they're going to make a 20 million HP boss after they said they're going to nerf it. I do not believe. Past Flares predicted 18 million HP. But based on his recent comments, no way. And what else did he go over in this video? He tested the damage of other meta teams. So, the only team that's able to hit the 20 million damage mark easily is G Murphy. Because on the Whale G Lotan team, with all this things, so he was testing out comps. So even the Whale G Lotan can't hit that much damage. Even the Chinese Whale G Lotan, with all plus 12 units, that's only 4 million damage in a turn. So, like, similar to me, there is no way Light is going. They all think the mob fights are going to be 200,000 to 1.2 million HP mobs. I think the 200,000 HP mob is correctly, but I will shit my pants if I walk into a mob fight and I see a fucking little trash mob, a fucking orphan with 1 million HP. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Now, this is what they think is going to happen. Can you imagine you load up a wave, like any wave? This is not real routine. Sorry. Imagine, if I was using these Chinese numbers, you go into this boss fight with Doracine, for example, and this fucking pathetic little child of water has 1 million HP. Can you imagine these having like 1 million HP? Or even 500,000 HP? I can't even imagine this little child of water having 200,000 HP. There is no way. I do not believe the Chinese predictions. Now, that is their most popular content creator today. I do not doubt his numbers based on now, but I don't think the devs are going to be retarded enough to make mob fights have 200,000 to 1 million HP. Okay? I do not believe. I believe it's going to be like 100,000 to like 400, 500,000 at most. At most. Because if it's with 1 million HP mob, what investment level do you plan, devs? What investment level can clear that? Like if you say, oh, Flare's Monch, I can clear that. If she dies on a mob fight, 500,000 HP mobs? If you die, G Murphy can kill it, but you have to do the overexalt. Like, it's literally G Murphy, and that's it. And it's not even the first turn. Like, Jellet would need... Jellet can do it. Jellet can do it. If the mobs have 1 mil HP is, Jellet can do it, but she needs to have 3 burst turns. That is 3 burst turns. 2 or 3 burst turns. For sure. On a shitty mob wave. Can God kill 1 million HP mobs? So I don't believe the Chinese numbers. There is no way there's going to be a mob fight. A mob fight with 1 million HP. You can quote me on maybe I will regret saying this. But you can quote Flares on this. Will I regret saying this? Am I going to be completely off? Let me see. Like, Pollux would be completely worthless. Pollux would be completely worthless. Let me just try this. Let me just try this real quick. I'm just borrowing a random whale Pollux. Let me see with the caster corrosion. With the caster corrosion. Let me just borrow this. How much damage, how long would it take for this shit to kill if it's that big HP? I'm going to use single target ability. Again, this is not a real comp. I'm just putting wheels together real fast. So where's the Aegis wheel for the Vuln? There we go. I'm just putting wheels together real fast, dude. Okay, I'm gonna see. I'm curious. I'm curious. If they make the front mob like even 200,000, that's the low estimate for the Chinese. That's the low estimate. How much damage is this? Dude, this was with a whale Pollux. There is no way. Their numbers are wrong. Their numbers are wrong. There is no way it's 200,000 HP on the low end. There is no way. So, yeah, this is my last video on the topic. I don't believe in the Chinese numbers. I believe in my numbers. My numbers. My numbers. So, believe who you want to believe. I'm uploading this video. And I'm uploading this spreadsheet. So, again, my final numbers are as shown here, which is let me show you here. Again, the spreadsheet is up. Let me move this. These are my final numbers for my predictions on boss HP. Now, I am conservative in my estimate, okay? I think everyone else is wrong. Even though I calculated it at 18 million HP, I read his comments. I read people's complaints. I want it to be the big number, okay? I want it to be the big number. But realistically, if they make a boss with 20 million HP, I think only like 2 players are gonna fucking clear the boss if they use everything. It's only gonna be like 5 players maybe if we just all concentrate without ECOG. 20 million HP? Because you have to think. You have to get to the fucking boss. There are comps that can do 20 million damage. Sure. How are you going to get to the boss if every mob wave heading to the boss is life or death? If every mob wave is with million HP mobs, if you're going by the Chinese numbers, how are you going to walk into the boss fight alive? Tell me, chat. How are you going to enter the boss fight alive with your whaled out comp? Because you can have whaled out comps. You can fight that if it was a straight to boss battle fight. On a wave 5, you have to fight a minimum of 2 to 3 battles before you can fight the boss. 2 to 3 battles minimum. With the average being 2 battles on most maps for wave 5. So how are you going to walk straight up? You had to fight 2 mob battles of a million HP mobs who are just wrecking your ass. Dude. So, this is going to be hilarious. This is going to be hilarious when they release it. Because, they're going to have to buff a lot of units. If the HP values are this high, half of the team comps in the game are worthless. Every poison comp without Zoo, worthless. Poison cap isn't that high. Most counter comps, unless you're fighting specific bosses, worthless. Most non-scaling comps, worthless. Like Pollux, who doesn't scale 1-to-1, worthless. Most, stall comps, worthless. You can't out-shield that boss. Every shield comp in the game, worthless. What do I mean by shield comp? Shield scalers. Why? Like Sangha. Your damage scales off the amount of shield you have, which is capped by your max HP. It's not going to scale as hard as the boss scales HP. Worthless. So many comps are going to be fucking dead in the water if it's 20 million HP. It's just percent HP damage comps, like G-Lotan. It's just going to be DR over Exalt comps with base Lotan and G-Lotan. That's every comp. Every comp that's going to do madness if the values follow the Chinese numbers. Or not. That's the last time you're ever going to fucking play Dorisine again. The numbers are that high. You have to plus 12 Dorisine. Get the 30% damage off the rip. Off the rip. How is Pontos gonna execute mobs without his OE if the mobs have 1,000,000 HP? If the mobs have 1,000,000 HP, forget fucking Pontos. Vortex is still viable. Sure, you have to build a DR survival comp with that. Arita, worthless. Fucking Sorrel, worthless. There's so many teams, 20,000,000 HP. Are you fucking high? Are you fucking high? There's no way. That is my final thoughts on the matter.